Every highlight, every victory, every trophy you see comes with a story nobody talks about. Behind every champion are sacrifices most people never notice. Early mornings, missed social events, relentless training, and mental battles that never make the headlines. Talent alone isn't enough. It's the choices made when no one is watching that define greatness. In this video, we're uncovering the hidden sacrifices behind every champion and what it truly takes to reach the top. They give up normal life. Most people grow up doing what feels natural. Hanging out with friends after school, going to parties on weekends, staying up late watching movies, and joining lazy Sunday mornings. But champions live a completely different life. From a very young age, they trade all of that for training schedules, early morning practice sessions, and strict routines. While their peers are out having fun, they are in the gym, on the field, or in the pool, pushing their bodies and minds to the limit. This is not a one-time sacrifice. It is a daily choice they make over and over again for years, sometimes for decades. The normal teenage experience, the college parties, the random road trips, champions often miss all of it. And the hardest part, most of them do not complain. They simply accept it as part of the journey. They understand, at a very deep level, that they are building something most people will never build. But understanding it does not make it easy. It just makes it worth it. They lose sleep every single night. Sleep is one of the most important things for the human body. Doctors recommend at least 7 to 8 hours every night. But ask any serious athlete, performer, or high-level competitor, and they will tell you a different story. Early morning training sessions mean waking up at 4 or 5 in the morning. Long competition schedules mean traveling across time zones, sleeping in hotel rooms, and constantly adjusting to new environments. Recovery sessions, film reviews, strategy meetings, they all eat into the night. Many champions wake up exhausted and still push through. They go to sleep with sore muscles, aching joints, and mental fatigue, only to wake up a few hours later and do it all over again. Sleep deprivation over time takes a serious toll on the body. It affects mood, focus, and physical performance. But champions keep going. They learn to function in a state of tiredness that would stop most people in their tracks. They train their minds to push past discomfort, past exhaustion, past the voice that says just rest today. That mental strength, that ability to keep going even when the body is screaming stop, is one of the most invisible sacrifices champions make. Their relationships take a hit. One of the hardest things to talk about is the damage that the champion's journey does to personal relationships. Friendships fade when you are never available. Romantic relationships strain under the weight of constant travel, intense focus, and emotional exhaustion. Family dinners are missed. Birthday celebrations are skipped. Important moments in the lives of the people they love, graduations, anniversaries, funerals, are sometimes attended only through a phone screen from a hotel room miles away. Champions often carry a quiet guilt about this. They love the people in their lives, but they also love what they do. And the two are constantly pulling in different directions. Many athletes have spoken openly about how lonely the journey can feel, even when you are surrounded by coaches, teammates, and fans. Because the people who are supposed to know you the most, the old friends, the family members, they sometimes feel like strangers. The distance, both physical and emotional, grows slowly over time. And by the time you realize it, years have passed. Mending those relationships takes effort that champions often do not have the energy for. This is a sacrifice that hurts deeply, and it is one that the public rarely sees or understands. They deal with injuries in silence. Injuries are part of every athlete's life. Pulled muscles, stress fractures, torn ligaments, chronic pain. These are almost guaranteed experiences on the road to greatness. But what most people do not see is how much pain champions tolerate in silence. Showing weakness, or even admitting that something hurts, can cost a spot on the team, a title shot, or a chance at a record. So they push through. They tape up the ankle. They take the injection to numb the pain. They play through the injury and deal with the consequences later. This culture of silence around pain is dangerous, but it is also deeply real. Many former champions have revealed, only after retiring, the extent of the physical damage they endured during their careers, surgeries they delayed for years, pain they managed with medication just to stay competitive. The human body was not designed to perform at elite levels indefinitely, and champions know this better than anyone. Yet they keep pushing. The sacrifice of physical health, sometimes permanent, sometimes life-altering, is one of the greatest hidden costs of being a champion. They carry the weight of pressure and mental stress. The world sees a champion stepping onto the stage, looking confident and composed. What the world does not see is everything that happened before that moment. The weeks of doubt, the nights spent replaying past failures, the fear of not being good enough, the anxiety of performing under millions of eyes, the weight of representing a country, a community, a sport. Mental health is a topic that athletes are only just beginning to talk about openly. For decades, champions were expected to be mentally bulletproof, immune to doubt, fear, and emotional pain. But that expectation is not real, and it has caused serious damage. Many champions have struggled with depression, anxiety, burnout, and even identity crisis, especially after major losses or retirements. When your entire life has been built around one goal, one sport, one identity, losing that, even temporarily, can feel like losing yourself. They miss the joy of being average. This may sound strange, but there is a quiet joy in being average, of not being watched, judged, or expected to be perfect all the time. For champions, every move is observed, every mistake analyzed, every performance compared to their best. A bad day becomes news. Trying something new invites criticism. Champions lose the freedom to exist without expectation. Even rest, food, and social media are managed. Every part of life becomes a performance. While the rewards and satisfaction are real, many champions quietly long for a day of normalcy, to make mistakes without consequence, to play without a scoreboard. That freedom, the freedom of being unremarkable, is a quiet sacrifice they rarely get back. The people behind the champion. It is not just the champion who sacrifices. Behind every great achiever is a team of people who gave just as much. Parents who drove to early morning practices for years. Coaches who dedicated their lives to developing talent. Siblings who grew up taking a backseat to the champion in the family. Partners who held everything together while the champion chased a dream. These people carry their own silent sacrifices. They give up time, money, energy, and sometimes their own dreams to support someone else's. They celebrated every win without needing credit. They absorbed every loss without adding to the burden. They showed up again and again without applause. The champion stands alone on the podium, but the podium was built by many hands. Recognizing these unsung contributors is part of understanding the full picture of what it takes to reach the top. Greatness is built in quiet moments, not just in the spotlight. If this inspired you, hit like and subscribe for more insights on performance, mindset, and the realities behind success. And watch the next video to learn the daily habits that separate champions from everyone else.